Hey guys, so I'm going to start off with how I felt about the games. And so I'll start out with Super Time Force. And with that game, it defined the rules really clear, sort of. The introduction was really well done. It explained what the game was about, what the goals were about. It also told you, like, how to play the game, so it had a tutorial at the beginning on how to play each game. So I thought it was very intuitive, but also I found that the visuals and the sounds also helped. So I mean, like, obviously when it was shooting a gun, it had noises as it was shooting a gun, and when the person jumped, it also kind of gave a different sound. And then during that game you could switch characters, so every time you switch characters and also every time something like blew up, there would be like shapes around it, so I guess that kind of added to the visual of it all. And then with that game, it seemed really complicated, so I think I'd get tired of trying to go through the people and getting the right person to get through the right level, but it is a really cool idea and I could see myself playing that. Then also, so for the next game, there was Limbo, and that one was really interesting. The graphics were really cool. The sounds were really soft. It didn't give you an introduction. It wasn't really clear on what the goals were. So as for the rules, it didn't really say much for the rules, I guess. I mean, you went along this creepy forest just seeing what to do, so it wasn't really clear, but I did like the graphics. They were super cool, and yeah, so that's how I feel about that one. I would also play that one, but I think, again, I would get really impatient with not knowing what I was going towards. So yeah, but it was really cool. The next one was Hotline Miami, and the introduction was really well done, and it kind of explained the rules again. The rules seemed to be intuitive to me, and yeah, I thought it did really, really good with how they also had the visual, so it was like kind of like a blueprint sort of look, top view, and the guy was like a hitman, so it obviously had the sound effects to go with when he was like shooting someone and when he was like punching them. And that game gave you like grades at the end of each level, so I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, like an A- and stuff like that. So I thought that kind of added to the whole goals, like trying to get like the best grade. So yeah, it also had like advisory kind of tips, sort of like, I noticed that he like picked up a piece of paper and it gave him a hint, and told him like where to go next. So I thought that was cool. For that game, I don't think I could see myself playing for that one very long either. I'm not really into the whole fighting thing all that much, so it was a little out there for me. Next was the Mirror Moon, excuse me. And that one, it gave a quick little brief introduction about how they were in space, basically. To me, that game looked very boring. I didn't really understand it. The introduction didn't tell you about any of the rules, really. They did have graphics and sound that went along with what you did, so when you're shooting a gun, obviously it did that. But there was no rules or really advisory, I felt like, in there. You could just shoot into space and move the planet is all I kind of got from there. So I thought it looked really boring, not really fun. So that's that one. Next is the 140, and there was no really introduction with that one. I didn't really pick up on what the point of it was, but then as I kept on watching the playthrough, it was clear to me that you're trying to get through the levels, so basically just through